Welcome to Lost in the Lakes, and tonight we're another night camp. Red, and then you can have orange, go into your greens, and then almost back to blue. I'm parked just on the road, and we've got what looks like here that says Carlside Footpath. It's really hard to sort of see in the dark, but yeah, we are definitely following the sat-nav on this one. Mainly to start with, so we've got it going up here, and then I think we go off left somewhere. We've got a field here, and then some private establishment, and then public footpath to Skidder. Then up through here. It's quite a slippy path at the moment, quite narrow next to this wall. I'm kind of at the side of these woods, a little bit creepy, but I think we'll be out pretty soon. Okay, so that's the path we've walked up, and then we've gone through this gate, and now we're on the fells. It's quite a muddy path at the moment. This path does get a little bit better. It kind of zigzags around a lot, but at the moment it's quite muddy. It's funny actually, the sat-nav only starts there, so a little bit up the hill. So when we get to it, it'll start kicking in and doing stuff. So this path up here is quite steep. You go basically straight up from the roadside. I've been out on my bike this afternoon, so my legs are quite tired, but it does get you up and out there. We're going up Carlside, but we're only going about halfway. Halfway up there's a place called Whitestones. I've been up there before, and it's been fairly level, and I think even though there's forecast for rain, it's quite light winds as well, so we should be all right. Okay, so I've just changed this to automotive view, so it gives you the estimated distance, time of arrival, speed that I don't really care about, but it gives you your two main ones. It's got the time up in the top right, and then the time at the bottom left as well. So 6:30, 6:45 arrival, so 15 minutes. So it's an average. Hopefully it's close enough. Okay, we're at the fence. Let's get some light on this. There we go. This is the fence with no stile. That's where the stile's supposed to be, but I think I'm just tall enough to step over that. Then we can look down and see the lights of Keswick. Some Christmas lights down there. You probably can't see it much on the camera, but right, this is where it goes straight up. There should be a zigzag path as well. Yeah, so you can just see there we've got some zigzags, so straight up and then we start zigzagging. Right, we're on the first zigzags. Makes it so much easier than going straight up. Getting really warm already. Bit of a comparison from last week with the snow. It's all gone now, so we just need to follow this path up now. Right, before I counted 15 zigzags on this map, and we're coming up to the 14th one now, which is just here. There we go. And then after this one here, it should start turning into a sort of straight up mountain path, a bit rocky, but it does level off a little bit. And this is it. This is where it turns into a different sort of path now. So we've got rocks, and then we're going to be cutting through heather. Just keeping an eye on these rocks. seem to be quite grippy. And yeah, obviously keeping an eye on the map of where we're at. 0.4, so it's now saying 10 minutes, so it's slowed down a bit. Obviously last time we used this, probably walking a bit quicker coming down, so it just take an average of where you are and what you're doing. Right, little grassy section. You can see we've got a little level point. I don't think this is Whitestones itself. The path goes off that way, but there is a level point here. What's this? Recycled insulation down there, God knows. Yeah, so this is obviously a viewpoint, and we could actually get a tent on here, but we're going to go a bit further up. Okay, so I've just changed the navigation on this, so we go to this wall in a second. So to this wall here, because I think that's where Whitestones might be. What I was thinking, it was up here where we got some rocks. Just guesswork, but I do seem to remember there's a wall and a level bit, so hopefully that's it. Okay, we've got a tree there and we've got some rocks. So I think we might be coming up to the wall and perhaps the camping place, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Right, so we can't be far off now. We've got, hang on a second, a little bit brighter there. So we've got some rocks there, and then we're just off to the right, and some more white rocks there as well. So with it being called Whitestones, it's not on this map, but on the OS, it actually says Whitestones. I would imagine we're not far off. We have a level patch. All this is, we've got all of the heather. We've got some rocks here. And it looks like some people have already camped here before, barbecues and stuff. So we've got a point here, which is a bit more exposed. I think this might be a goer. I'm in the Hilleberg Solo, and we've got the door the right way around, I think. Let's have a look down here. Here's the wall. So this isn't the camp place I was initially thinking of. I think with the weather coming in like it is, here's the wall, and then the other Whitestones is a bit higher up there. But I think we'll bag this one. Again, lower down winter camp. I wouldn't normally sort of pitch here, but we're definitely above. What height are we at? 1,300 feet. So yeah, we're a good height. And again, with the weather, I think this will be a decent pitch, looking out into the abyss. That rain's really coming in now, so I'm glad I packed this the way I did. My tent's there, but I've got the pegs and everything on the outside. So there's the poles, and see if we can keep this bag dry and get the tent out. There we go, there's the tent. Pitch this bag over here. It's a little bit lumpy. I think people have been pitched right next to the path. I think I'm going to go here. Right, this is definitely a wet one. Good thing is I don't need gloves today, even though I found my winter gloves. I haven't brought them because I don't need them. So much warmer when it's raining. Get this tent. I think we're going to go here somewhere. So I need to spin this round. I think we'll do something like that. Pegs. It's the wind picking up now. So I'm glad I've stayed down here. Now I need to get the cross member. Get a bit of a pool on the inside here. I don't want to get into the zip. So I'm gonna not worry about putting any guys up yet. I need to get it up so the water runs off. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep one up like that and then go around and get its shape and then get its hat on. Right, let's get all these guys in here. Super wet. Right, I'm going to try and find a pegging point on this rocky point. Back on here is in heather, but it's not. It's winter heather, so it's quite short. Let's get this in the tent. Right, well, I'm in the tent. I've sectioned myself off. That's the wet section, and this is the dryish section. My pants are dry anyway. This jacket, wet around the arms and wet around the body, so I'm going to take this off. Yeah, so it takes a lot of organising to start with, but yeah, I think what I need to do first is open this bag up, mostly dry. Take the main bit with my electronics. Even got a little mini tablet there. I'm going to try something, and then we've got a light as well. I'm going to have a play with that later. That's everything out of there. That's going to be on the opposite side, so I'm going to get that out now. Here comes the rain again. Wind's not too bad, so I think we're all right. The forecast is for this to be the worst wind and then to calm down. It's actually quite warm compared to last week. Obviously we were in snow and everything. Alright, I've got some slippers from Montbell, if you say what they are, but I've been looking for these. I'll show you them later. I've been looking for that sort of style for quite a while. What we got here? Pillow. That can go there. There's little bits of wet patches coming in from, I'm not sure where. Got my reactor. Don't think I've actually done much with that. Got my food. Again, that can stay on the wet side because it's in a dry bag. And then all my down stuff, my sleeping bag, my jacket. Oh, there's my jacket, there's my down jacket. My seat, my Trekker chair. Are we missing something? Yeah, I think we are. And there's my first aid kit. Not sure if I bring a map and compass, I always do. Map and compass. And it's of this area, Carlside. I don't know if you can see, but Whitestones is there and we're down here. So we're a lot lower down, which I'm kind of glad. If the wind gets really bad, we can duck behind the wall. Yeah, not far off, but close enough. Like I say, with the weather being this bad, I don't really fancy going up too high. Oh, I think I know. Backup head torch. These fairy lights. I'll have to show you them when it's nice weather. And then I've got my iPad mini, because I knew it was going to be a long night. This is fully charged, so I might actually do some work while I'm up here. Right, so tonight we've got the chili con carne by Expedition Foods. Got my water boiling, ready to go, and it's still windy and rainy and horrible. But we're in here now, we're dry, about to have some lunch. Some tea, in fact. It's 8 o'clock, not far off a boil now. Steam out of this part. Oh. It's still boiling. Right. Water in. We're up to Namby. Yeah, I think we are. There's a little bit of hot water left. So I'll close that off. Let it stir a little bit. Right. There's a little bit of water. Left, and I think we'll squeeze a little bit of coffee out of that. Where's my squeezy coffee? There it is. Just a little shot. Don't want too much to keep us awake. There we go. Camping's all about sharing the spoon. Okay, so we've just got enough there for an espresso. So let that calm down a bit. Has this cooled down yet? Let's leave that in there. That's still hot, so we'll let that cool down a bit more before we pack it away. And we'll let that cool down. We'll give this a bit of a stir. Let that sit. It's a nice chili con carne actually. Just get warm off that. Quite nice. Dump that down there. See how hot this is now. Again, we'll let it cool down a bit more. It's an acquired taste, this stuff. Yeah. There is something next week that I'm going to try that's a little bit better than this. But yeah, I am not a coffee snob, but I like something to taste nice. It's better. It's one better than instant. I wouldn't say it's brilliant. It's hard to get the portions right. But because I only have this camping, it does remind me of being out camping. So yeah, I do like it that way. This time last week, I was wrapped up in everything. But I've just got my Kyanite hoodie on, Gamma pants, and just a normal t-shirt. And I'm getting a little bit cooler now, but I'm all right. Right, I think these are 5 minutes. I'm pretty sure it's only 5 minutes before this is ready. Yeah, 5 minutes. So this should be good to go. Oh, look at that in there. Who says they don't make dehydrated foods good ones? There is a difference. There's dehydrated foods, and this one here is a freeze-dried. Dehydrated foods, the taste has been taken out of them. They're dehydrated over a long time, so the water comes out of them. These are freeze-dried, so it keeps the taste a lot more. And I believe it keeps the calories and everything as well. Quite a lot of them, to beef these up, they put fat in them. I mean, this one's got 26% fat, but looking at the ingredients here, rice is like 22%. Got onions, tomatoes, kidney beans, minced beef. So yeah, obviously 1,000 calories is probably guesswork. I don't know. Seems a bit too round for me. Seems a bit too perfect for every meal to be 1,000 calories. But per pack, energy in kilojoules is 4,100. And in kilocal underneath it is 1,004. So yeah, maybe they're right. There's a lot in there, so they're good for a night out. These are made in East Yorkshire. Yeah, quite a good spice on them as well. Very spicy. I haven't had this one for a while. It's yeah, it reminds me. Expedition Foods, this was the first one I tasted. I always, if I'm trying a new one, I always go for a chili con carne, just because it's an easy one to get right, I think. Sorry, I always base my my food on the what the chili con carnes are like. This is one of the best. The best is Real Termit. They must do something slightly different with their food. I'm being told that they actually make the meal individually and freeze dry it that way. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. You should maybe have a look and do some research in it. The Real Termits just taste that so much better. I think with these winter camps, I should maybe get some real food, do a bit of cooking. The trouble is, when the weather's like this, in the tents that I've got, there's not much space to do cooking in, especially in this one, in the Henan. So I have been looking at new tents with bigger porches. The only trouble is, again, it's that call off. It's bigger tent, it's harder to find a pitch for. Just haven't quite got right down to the bottom with the water. So there's a bit of crunchiness, which I don't mind actually. But yeah, it's nice. Nearly finished now. Try and mix that bit of driedness at the bottom there. It's a little mushed up, but it's fine. Certainly warms you up. Just having a hot meal before you go to bed, or before you wrap up, gives you that internal heat first. Makes it easier to heat up when you're in a sleeping bag as well. Like I say, these freeze-dried foods over dehydrated foods, 10 times better. You do pay for them. I mean, that was £12.50, but it's 1,000 calories. I'm going to need a drink of water. Oh. Although it's a pain sometimes, I always pack down my cooking stove, purely because if something happens during the night where you need to get away quicker, it's one less thing to think about. And it's usually a bit faffy and you tend to lose stuff. So that's that packed away. Put my spoon in its bag. Just put that in there as well. So it pays dividends actually to be a bit organised in tents. A lot of times it's so easy to get stuff everywhere. Like, I mean, this is 2 minutes and trying to keep organised, and I've got bags and stuff in places where I don't need it. Right, I think I'm going to put this jacket on, and I might put these on and just have a little test, see how warm I get without jumping in the sleeping bag. I just don't feel like getting in the sleeping bag just yet. Right, before I go to bed, I'm just going to chill out with my tablet, and I just thought I'd show you this light that I've got here. Have a look at this. So this is a black diamond lantern, and you've got this fire mode, which if the camera picks it up, I'm not sure if it can. But yeah, it's quite nice, quite ambient. Maybe if I move down like that, you can see it better. So yeah, it's quite a nice sort of ambient thing, and you can turn it upside down as well and have it, you know, if you've got a couple of people around. And then you've got this sort of blue colour which you can change, so you can have it purple, red, and then you can have orange, go into your greens, and then almost back to blue. And then you can have just that bottom light on, so you just like downward facing, almost like a reading light, or act as a torch. And then you're back to there. I think there's a party mode as well. So that's your, there we go. party mode. So this basically just changes colour and cycles through all the colours it does. But the one I prefer, if I'm just sitting chilling, is that one. You can turn that down as well, so you can have that. That's probably about as bright as it can go. And then that's as dull as it can go. So there's not much difference with the fire mode, but yeah, it's just a nice little lantern to have. It's a good size. It's a fairly big size, but it doesn't weigh too much. There's a bigger version of this as well, but I went for the sort of mid-size one. Right, okay. Right, that's it from me. I'm going to go to bed and sit and chill. And I'll see you in the morning.